Connersville season's been pointed out that way. East Central got revenge on them in the opening game, but then Connersville's got an opportunity to get some revenge here late in the season. First year against Carmel, and then in a couple of weeks when they get to go to Franklin Central for the opening sectional game. And of course, we'll talk with Coach Radke more in detail about that as the sectional approaches in just a couple of weeks. This is the final home game here of the regular season. Next week, a road trip to Franklin County. And then, of course, the opening game of the sectional at Franklin Central. Oh, the Spartans, Kyle Smith has the ball teed up. He's ready to kick it off. And for the Greyhounds, Victor Martin is the man back deep, ready to return the kick. McDonald also flanked at one side. And Seving, I believe, at the other side. And the kick is going to go out of bounds. And now the Greyhounds will have an option. They can either force Connersville to re-kick, or they will place the ball, I believe, around the 35 or 40-yard line and let Carmel begin their offense at that point. Illegal procedure whistled against Connersville. Now let's see what the indication is going to be and where the placement of the ball will be at. They're going to place it at the 35, and that's where Carmel is going to take it 1st and 10. The illegal procedure penalty was declined. And they will spot the ball 1st and 10 for the Carmel Greyhounds at their 35-yard line. Well, Mike Rusnick is the quarterback.
And you could tell that Connersville a little bit nervous that time. Kyle Smith usually very, very accurate on his kicks, but this time he kind of shanked it out to the far side and just knocked it out of bounds.
That's the second time he's done that this season. Carmel Greyhounds will operate on offense. 1st and 10 at their 35 as we get the game underway. Rusnick in the air, completes the pass to Seving, and he's going to be tackled after about an 8-yard gain to the 43-yard line.
And a good tackle that time made by Brian Stegner in the defensive secondary. 70, you just step back that time about 2 steps, through just a short out pattern of about 8 or 9 yards to Seving on a good pass play that time out to the left flat. And picked it up, and Connersville wrapped him up immediately.
Looking at 2nd and short for the Carmel Greyhounds near their 44-yard line. Rocky Lehman, the running back. He's gained the most yardage for the Greyhounds. The handoff, however, is going to be taken by Bill Wise, the fullback. And he's got the yardage for the 1st down as he gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line and picks up a couple of yards.
Defensive back Hal Kelly making the tackle for Connersville that time, but as you said, not until he's able to pick up the 1st down. He just spilled forward that time. 2nd effort gave him the 1st down. Good tackle, though, by Kelly coming up from his defensive back position.
Ball is just across the Greyhound 45-yard line as they look at 1st and 10. Rusnick completed an 8-yard pass. Now he puts a man in motion, gets the offense set. Long count. And the handoff goes to the fullback, Wise, across midfield into Connersville territory, picking up about 6 yards as it goes.
Tackle that time made by Connersville's Travis Upchurch, and a good play that time, or taken back by Bobby Foreman, as he made a good tackle that time, as Wise just busted right through the middle, and a good draw play for about 5 yards.
I'm JW along with Tom Lee. 10:33 left to play in the 1st quarter. The Carmel Greyhounds driving, looking at 2nd and 4 from the Connersville 49-yard line. Now the same offensive set, this time McDonald in motion. He comes over to the left side. The handoff to Lehman. Lehman on a delay gets the 1st down as he crosses the Connersville 45 to the 44-yard line, and this drive continues for Carmel.
And number 67, Foreman, makes the tackle for Connersville that time. He almost got trapped in the backfield. Kyle Smith had a shot at him back there, but a good play by Lehman, who was able to get the ball and take it straight ahead for some good yardage.
The Greyhound drive began at their 35. They're down to the Connersville 43-yard line. They've taken a couple of minutes off this clock. Spartan defense needing to tighten up here as the Greyhounds are able to move at will. A lot of motion on the offense. Rusnick back to pass on 1st down, rolls out of the pocket, comes left, rifles it in there, intercepted by Kevin Miller. The Spartans have the ball returned back to about their 46-yard line as Miller picks off Rusnick, and that is his 1st interception of the season. The first time Rusnick's been picked off.
And that time Rustic didn't really try to throw it that long. It's pretty much a high percentage pass as he looked at throwing, I believe, to one of his backs coming out the backfield. But Kevin Miller just stepped inside, stepped right in front that time and made a good clean pickoff. A big momentum change for Connersville as they get the ball right now and stops Carmel from their drive.
Kevin Miller with the pick, and Mike Driggs gets the handoff. He tries to work it up to midfield, gets stopped at about the 49-yard line after a 2 or 3 yard gain.
And that time he just power running right at the middle, picks up about 2 yards before he's met by about 2 or 3 different Carmel Greyhounds on that play.
They will spot it at the 49, just a 2 yard gain. Bo Radke, freshman quarterback, gives to Driggs once again. Mike gets it across midfield to the 49-yard line of Carmel before he stopped after another 2 yard gain.
And that time he got met by Victor Martin, number 30, who hit him with a good hard hit. Martin, one of the top 2 tacklers this year on the Carmel Greyhound team behind one of their defensive linemen. So that's pretty good for a strong safety to come up, a lot like David Fulcher you'd see in the Bengals.
3rd and long for Connersville. They need 6.5 yards to keep this drive going. The ball just in Carmel territory. A big play here for CHS in the opening quarter. Lynch and Miller the halfbacks, Driggs the fullback. He's gotten the first 2 calls. He gets this call, and he's got close to first down yardage. His second effort's going to get him there as he crosses the 45 down to about the 41-yard line, and Mike Driggs has the first down for Connersville as he picks up 8 yards.
And Bill Wise making the tackle for Carmel. Driggs, a great quick opening play, a good hole by the right side of the Connersville offensive line to be able to give him that quick opening hole. He exploded through there and carried about 3 people with him for the first down.
And the Spartan offense, not much time in the huddle. The handoff to Driggs again. He gets to the 40, picks up a yard, and brings up 2nd down.
Curtis Bixel making the tackle that time for Carmel. He just shot right through a gap that time and stopped Driggs before he really got going. That's one thing Carmel does very, very well is they come from the secondary or from the backfield and hit hard, and they're doing that this time to Connersville.
2nd down, 8 yards for CHS after a 2-yard pickup by Driggs. The Spartans with really spending very little time in the huddle, just coming off the line of scrimmage and with their hurry-up offense on the field. And there's a fumbled snap. Radke dives for the football. There's a pile of players on it. Let's see who's got possession. And I think Bo came back up with the football, and Connersville will keep it and bring up 3rd down after about a 1-yard gain to the 39-yard line.
And that's the key here is how is the cold going to affect the players? Right now, Russick had some trouble handling the snaps before. Radke fumbled that one that time, but recovered.
Another key 3rd down play here in this first quarter for Connersville at the Carmel 39-yard line. Radke on the option, finds a little bit of running room as he gets it down to about the 34-yard line before he's brought down, but he's going to be 3 yards shy of the first down.
And now you're in a situation now where you're looking at possible 4-down territory right now. You might try to do it 4th and 2 right now from your own 30, from the Carmel 34, try to keep it going.
Now they're going to go 4th and down at the Greyhound 34-yard line. Again, no huddle for Connersville as Radke on the options, going to keep it himself, and he has the first down as he cuts inside the 30 and down to about the 26-yard line. And the freshman picks up some nice yardage as he collects another 8 yards and a Connersville first down.
And Jeff Davis making the tackle for Carmel. What a play by Bo Radke, taking that ball outside, going very, very well that time around the right side for the big first down conversion.
The ball is spotted, they say, at the 25-yard line. And Driggs with the handoff is not going to get anything on this carry as he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost a yard.
He just got stonewalled that time. Number 62, Ian Poland, was there with about 2 or 3 other Carmel Greyhounds, and they just stonewalled him. He didn't have anywhere to go. He was trying to slide off and get yardage, but there was nowhere to go.
A loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11 from the Greyhound 26-yard line. The Spartans have the ball with just over 6 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Kevin Miller with the interception to prevent Carmel from taking the opening kickoff into the end zone. And there's movement on the offensive line before the snap. Connersville is going to be guilty of the first flag. That will cost them 5 and bring up 2nd and 16 as they'll march the ball back to about the 31-yard line of Carmel.
Rob Drew and Justin Irvin both moved that time, the entire left side of Connersville's line, as Radke that time tried to draw Carmel outside, and it worked. However, Connersville moved at the same time.
A 5-yard loss on the penalty will bring up 2nd down and 16 at the 31-yard line of Carmel. The Spartans have been impressive after Miller's interception, and they've been able to run against this Carmel Greyhound defense, and it's been Bo Radke and Mike Driggs that have been carrying the football here in the first quarter. Radke fakes, going to go to the air, looks deep to Ryan Lynch, and Lynch is down to the 10-yard line with a 1st down for Connersville. And that's a 21-yard pass play.
And we was wondering how Connersville would do in the air with the cold weather. All of a sudden we find out Bo Radke, a great play action fake to Driggs, goes back, finds Ryan Lynch on a fly pattern right down the left sideline, gets it all the way down to the 10 before he goes out of bounds.
Connersville with it at 1st and 10 from around the Carmel 10-yard line with their hurry-up offense, no huddle. And the Spartans are ready to strike once again. Well, Radke 1 for 1, a 21-yarder to Lynch. Here's Driggs getting the call, trying to go right up the middle, and this time Carmel wraps him up as Driggs is met by half of the defense.
The initial head made by number 40, Joshua Brown of Carmel, and indeed coming up from his linebacker position and just hitting the runner at the line of scrimmage that time and hitting him hard and forcing him backward. Just a good play by the linebackers from Carmel.
Now the ball now spotted at the 10, a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. They say Lynch caught that pass and went out of bounds around the 11-yard line. Radke on the option, keeps it himself and goes inside the 5, and he is dropped down at about the 2-yard line, and he's going to be looking at 3rd and short.
Victor Martin making the tackle for Carmel, and boy, he faked me out that time. I thought he was going to Mike Driggs out the middle. All of a sudden he keeps it, goes around the right side, and just about gets it in the end zone.
3rd and 2 for the Spartans. The ball is spotted about the 3-yard line after a nice move by Bo Radke to get it down there. The freshman quarterback engineering this drive, gives to Driggs, he dives over, gets close to the 1st down. We'll see where they spot that ball. We have 4:08 left to play in this first quarter. Driggs on the carry, and looks like he got stopped just short of the 1st down. So that's going to bring up, well, the clock is going to be stopped. The officials are going to call a timeout, and let's see if they're going to bring the chains across. Connersville keep this drive going, and the Spartans are going to go for it with 3:56 left to play in the opening quarter. They will either score or put Carmel deep in Greyhound territory. 4th down, long count. Radke gives to Driggs, and Driggs dives in for the score. Mike Driggs on a 2-yard touchdown plunge, and the Connersville Spartans get on the scoreboard first with 3:41 left to play in the opening quarter. Kyle Smith is getting set to tack on the extra point, and the Spartans have been able to convert on a Carmel turnover and turn it into a touchdown.
And plunge is exactly the right word. He just dove into the end zone that time, just barreling himself forward, got to 1st down and more that time as he breaks that orange line and goes in for Connersville's first score, and we hope this time history does not repeat itself.
Well, Mike Driggs on 4th down gets the touchdown for Connersville. Kyle Smith's extra point attempt is up, and the kick is no good. With 3:41 left to play in the first quarter from Connersville on FM 100 WCNB, the Spartans lead the Greyhounds 6-0. Okay, IGA Farm Bureau 60-second break. IGA Farm Bureau 60-second break. So 13 plays. The Spartan scoring drive, 13 plays, 53 yards as Mike Driggs goes the final 2 for the touchdown. Kyle Smith's kickoff is going to be fielded by Wise up the middle. Eludes a tackler and finally gets crunched at about the 32-yard line of Carmel. And that's where the Greyhounds will have it, 1st and 10 on their 2nd possession.
And the crunching done by Brian Stegner, number 11. And I want to explain what I said a second ago about history not repeating itself. As we said, Connersville went up 7-0 against Carmel last year, but wound up giving up the next 44 points in a row. So we hope Connersville's defense can stand tall here.
Well, the Spartan defense stopped the first Carmel drive as Kevin Miller picked off Rusnick for the first time this season. Oh, Carmel with a split backfield comes up to the 33-yard line, and a little misdirection. Handoff goes to the fullback Wise, and he will bring it up a few yards across the 35 to about the 37-yard line to pick up 4 yards.
A counter play that time going left. A good play by Orland Foster to read it, also by Jason Maxwell to come up and finish him off high. The runners of Carmel are doing an exceptional job of being quick and elusive, and they're running their plays very, very well so far.
Second and about 6 for the Greyhounds. They've got the ball at about their 37-yard line. Trailing now 6-0 here in the first quarter with less than 3 minutes to play. Rusnick looks over the Connersville defense, drops back to pass, goes to the right side, completes it for the first down as the catch is made out of the backfield, and that was Michael McCall catching the pass, and they're going to spot that ball at about the 44-yard line, and a pickup of about 10 yards.
Brian Stegner making the tackle for Connersville. Rusnick so far has tried to throw 3 passes. 2 of them have been completed. They're flat passes. The third flat pass has been intercepted. So he's trying to go with the high percentage short pass so far.
First and 10 for the Greyhounds at their 44-yard line after the 7-yard pass play. There's a handoff to Lehman. He's going to be tackled from behind and dropped for a loss. Good rush there by the Connersville defense that time.
Jamie Stegner making a great tackle as he shot right through the time. Connersville has been in the backfield several times, but the Carmel players have been able to elude the tacklers. This time, though, he could not elude Stegner as he wrapped him up by the waist and brought him right down after about a 3-yard loss.
That'll bring up second down and now 13 back at the 41-yard line of Carmel. Good pursuit there by Stegner on that play. Now Rusnick on second and long. Let's see what he'll do here. He goes back to pass, has some time, going deep, has one man, and falls incomplete as Ryan Lynch on the pass defense. The pass intended for Jason Williams, but falls incomplete.
That was basically a jump ball situation. Good play by Ryan Lynch. That was exceptional coverage as he is in a perfect position to pick it off. He had a better position on the ball than Williams did for Carmel.
Now Rusnick is going to be in a situation here where he's looking now at 3rd and 13 with 1:29 left to play in the first quarter. His club down by 6 points. Ball is at his 41-yard line. He's 2 for 4 tonight. He's had 1 pass picked off, and he's thrown for just 15 yards in those 2 completions. And he's back to throw once again. He'll dump it off to his fullback, Wise, and Wise bounces off a couple of tacklers, and then finally he is corralled before he can get the first down as he stopped at about the 7-yard line and picks up 6 yards.
But not enough for a first down, and it's a great play by both Kevin Miller and also Jason Luking to stop him that time before he's able to get a first down. And good coverage downfield by Connersville, allowing Rusnick only that dump-off pass.
And now Lehman will be in punt formation as the Greyhounds will have to give up the ball. Lehman's punt, nice high end-over-end punt that's going to be caught at about the 22-yard line by Kevin Miller, and that is where Connersville will take it, 1st and 10. They lead at 6-0 with 1:14 left in the first quarter. There is a flag on the field, however, and we'll have to get a read on just what that flag is about. Ball was dropped on Connersville the field, and 2 officials right now are discussing why the flag is on the field. And as soon as they clear up their conversation, we will get an indication as to what the penalty is all about. Now Kevin Miller joins in on the conversation, and a member of the Carmel squad as well. And we have a personal foul charged against the Greyhounds. Now let's see if that occurred after the ball changed hands.
Going to be interesting to find out. Of course, they're not wired for sound, so we can't really find out like you can on the college or a pro game. It's going to be interesting to find out.
We may just bring this one back, penalize the Greyhounds 15 yards, and have them re-kick.
That negated, in fact, something that's interesting. I think that was the first fair catch of the year by Connersville as Kevin Miller made the fair catch on that one.
So the Greyhounds will be penalized 15 yards. And that will put them back to about their 34-yard line where they're going to have to punt this ball away. So Connersville should get some pretty decent field position Miller and Lynch back to return the punt. Lehman in punt formation, gets a low snap this time, but gets the punt off. Another nice line drive that Kevin Miller will call for the fair catch, bobble it, and then corral it and cradle it at the 35-yard line, and that's where Connersville will take over. So the Spartans improved about 14 yards in field position.
And a good play that time by Connersville making a re-kick, because especially on a cold night, he got a low snap and he wasn't able to handle the ball really, really well. So anytime you get a chance like that, you never know what's going to happen, if the snap's going to be fumbled or how the kick's going to go.
Well, the Spartan offense, like they were in their first possession, they are anxious to get things going here. On their second series, they start at their 35-yard line in the closing moments of the first quarter. Spartans lead it 6-0. And Bo Ratke will give it right back to Mike Driggs, and Driggs will be stopped right at the line of scrimmage as he tries to go right up the middle and finds nothing.
An initial hit that time by the offensive line, and then the linebackers also coming up and finishing him off. They're doing a good job against Driggs that time, not giving him the yards up the middle we saw so much last week against Madison Heights.
About a half-a-yard gain for Driggs on that carry, brings up second and long. Ball just across the 35-yard line in the closing seconds of this first period of play. Here's Radke fumbling the football, and the Greyhounds have recovered. For the Carmel Greyhounds, with that football is Jeff Davis. And Jeff Davis recovers for the Greyhounds, and they will have it 1st and 10 at the Connersville 36-yard line with 31 seconds left to play in this first quarter.
Bo Radke that time trying to hand it off to Driggs. It just popped loose in the cold air and just squirted right forward and right to Davis, and all he had to do was fall on it. So right now, Connersville once again, a situation we saw similar to Jay County a couple weeks ago, where the ball was on like the 35 or 36-yard line. Let's see now if Connersville can rise to the occasion defensively.
You do not want to give the Greyhounds the ball in this position. They're trailing 6-0, and you've given them a gift at your 36-yard line. Now let's see if they can prevent them from moving any further. Rusnick back to pass. Time, looks, completes it. Miller nearly with his second interception, but still the pass completed to the tight end. And making that catch was Scott Pike, as he picks up about a 6-yard reception.
Bobby Foreman making the tackle that time for Connersville. As you said, Miller trying to come in and make
Spartans, as the Spartans fumble the ball at their 36, and the Greyhounds able to recover it. Now, Carmel looking at 2nd down and 4 from their 30-yard line. And Rusnick back to pass once again over the middle, and this one falls incomplete. And again, Kevin Miller very close to that football and very close to coming up with another interception.
I believe that time the intended receiver was Justin Semling, as he went right over the middle that time. He's trying to throw the ball very, very short. Of course, it's cold out here right now. He's trying to throw the high percentage pass to warm up, and then we may see some deeper passes coming up a little bit later, because the one deep route he threw almost got picked off by Ryan Lynch.
Well, Rusnick has hit 4 different receivers so far. He's 4 out of 7 for 27 in the first half. As the Greyhounds now look at 3rd down, they still need 4 to complete this drive. They're at the Connersville 30-yard line. Rusnick will pitch out to Lehman. Lehman tries to sweep around the right side, cuts back, has some open room, and is finally brought down inside the Connersville 20-yard line, down to about the 15-yard line. And we do have an injured player on the field from Connersville.
Tackled that time by Jason Luking, and Lehman with a great play that time. He's able to cut back. Well, he's got good speed. He's got good
line of Connersville after Lehman's 15-yard run to give them a 1st down.
That's exactly right. Good thing about Upchurch, so he's walking off under his own power just a little bit gingerly. That's probably what happened, is he turned his ankle, and he'll probably be coming back a little bit later on in the game.
Well, he's gotten that ankle heavily taped already, and the trainer going to do some retaping on that foot, as the Greyhounds come up 1st and 10 at the Connersville 15-yard line, down by 6 points in the second quarter. Rusnick will pitch back to Lehman. Lehman tries the right side, gets some good blocking down to the 5-yard line before he's finally brought down, and Lehman's going to pick up about another 10 yards and close to a 1st down.
And the tackle that time once again made by Bobby Foreman of Connersville. And Lehman doing a good job the last couple of times off the pitch from Rusnick. He's getting it outside with a lot of running room. He's able to pick his holes, and he's doing a good job of it, exploring through the holes for some good yardage, this time about 8 yards.
And it's going to bring out 2nd down at about 2. Ball is at the 6. They need to get to the Connersville 4 for the 1st down. 2nd and short for the Greyhounds. Rusnick on a long count will give to his fullback, and Wise will get the first down as he dives across the 5 to about the 2-yard line. And it's going to be first and goal for Carmel with 10:40 to play here in the first half.
And Jason Maxwell made the tackle for Connersville, taking a touchdown. Wise just rumbling right through a good hole that time made by the left side of the Carmel line and gets down to about the, as you said, about the 4-yard line.
So it's going to be first and goal for the Greyhounds, as they've got the football at the Connersville 2-yard line, trailing by 6. Wise with the handoff, dives through a hole and gets a touchdown with 10:16 to play in the second quarter. Bill Wise gets the Greyhounds on the scoreboard.
And once again, he just breaks right through the middle of the line, rumbled his way on into the end zone from 2 yards out. Just broke over that time the right side and was able to go into the end zone for the score.
Brad Listy, the extra point attempt man, will be out on the field trying to snap this 6-6 tie. 10:16 to play in the first half. The Greyhounds have now scored. And Listy's kick is up. And this one will be good. From Connersville on FM 100 WCNB, the Greyhounds now lead the Spartans 7-6. Okay, where's my log? And we'll go ahead with just a 30 Connersville Heating, and then I'll come back and do MJW along with Tom Lee. 10:16 to go in the first half. The Greyhounds have taken the lead by 1, 7-6, as Wise was able to score on the 2-yard run, and Listy's extra point right now the difference in this game. Greyhounds getting set to kick off for the first time against the Connersville Spartans. The Greyhounds now leading it 7-6, and the kick taken by Kevin Miller on the far side, and he's going to be chased out of bounds about the 25-yard line. And the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 on their third possession of this first half, and they will spot the ball at about the 24-yard line.
Kevin Dorsey running him out of bounds that time. It looked like Miller tried to spread it right up the sideline, was hemmed in well by Carmel, and ran out of bounds, as you said, around the 22-23-yard line.
That last drive by Carmel went 4 plays, 36 yards, and a score. So now the Spartans trying to regain the lead as the handoff again goes right up the middle to the fullback Driggs, and Driggs is going to be stopped for very little gain.
Once again, they're doing a very good job so far of stopping Driggs going right up the middle. They're bringing 2 or 3 people to plug up the hole and not let him be able to go through the line.
Well, Driggs picks up a yard and brings up 2nd and 9 for Connersville. The Spartans inside their 25, trailing by 1 here in the first half with under 10 minutes to play. Here's Radke back to pass and overthrows Ryan Lynch, his intended receiver. Lynch coming over to the near sidelines, running a similar pattern to the first pass that he caught from Bo Radke.
And good coverage by Seth Clemens of Carmel, but as well, he was triple covered that time as he came out, and Radke almost put it in there. He overthrew it by maybe about a yard or so, but he almost threaded the needle anyway. It's
going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Connersville. The ball spotted around the Spartan 23-yard line. Connersville's second series ended in 2 plays and a fumble. And we've got movement, flags, and possibly too much time taken by Connersville. Illegal procedure going to be the call. And it's going to set the Spartans back 5 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 14, as that'll push them back to about their 18-yard line.
And one thing that worries me is, as we see almost the same situation last year, as Connersville scores first and Carmel comes back and scores, and then Connersville just gets penalty to death, and right now that's about what's happening.
Well, mind you, coming up at halftime, we'll get a report from Randy Clummy. He's at Franklin County, where the Wildcats are taking on the Batesville Bulldogs, and it's homecoming for Franklin County, and we'll have a halftime report and an end-of-game report from Randy from that location tonight. And, of course, don't forget, next Friday night, these very same Spartans will be at Franklin County to take on the Wildcats. 3rd and 14 for Connersville, and again, movement before the ball is snapped by the Connersville offensive line, and That's going to cost them 5 more yards, and instead of being 3rd and 14, we're going to look at 3rd and 19, back at about the 14-yard line of CHS.
And I believe the guilty party that time was right tackle Justin Urban, number 71, as he moved just a little bit early, about maybe half a snap count too early. But again, Connersville pushing themselves backward in a case they don't need to be doing this.
Now this is going to give Carmel an opportunity to get some excellent field position if their defense can pin Connersville back into this position. And the Spartans cannot afford to make many more mistakes like they have in their last 2 previous plays. They have lost 10 yards and now are back to their 14-yard line where it's 3rd and 19. Well, Connersville being pinned deep in its own territory thanks to its own mistakes. Radke back to throw. He's going to get it off. Nearly picked off as he looks for Ryan Lynch under triple coverage, and the ball falls incomplete. They would have been just shy of the first down, and that will bring up 4th down, and Kyle Smith will have to punt for the first time tonight.
And again, free safety Seth Clemens had a shot at it for Carmel, number 11, but he almost got that ball under to Lynch anyway. He just tried to thread the needle for the first down and just couldn't quite get it through.
9:22 left to play in the first half. The Spartans will have to punt for the first time tonight, and Kyle Smith is going to be standing at about, inside his 5-yard line, right near the goal line as he gets this kick off. Carmel with 1 man back at about the Spartan 45-yard line. Kyle Smith gets a good snap. Line drive punt. That will take a Connersville roll, be fielded at the 40-yard line of Carmel, and the kick returner put his knee down, scooped up the football, and then tried to return it, but the official blows it dead at the Greyhound 40-yard line, and that's where Carmel's going to take it. 1st and 10, leading by 1 here, 7-6 with 9:19 left to play in the first half.
And that looked like a returnable kick, a low line drive, but Connersville got a great bounce at time, bounced about 15 more yards. And as you said, put Carmel back a little bit farther as it goes back all the way back to the 40-yard line of Carmel.
Well, the Greyhounds have run off 13 plays so far in this first half, and they've picked up 7 points out of those 13 plays. They look at 1st and 10 from their 40-yard line. And they'll pitch it to Lehman, and Lehman will run around the right side, break a tackle, get up close to the 45-yard line before he's driven down.
I can't count about 7 or 8 different Connersville Spartans in the area that time. Kevin Miller, one of the first guys to get there, along with number 55, Rob Drew. And a good play by both of these players as Lehman tried to find a hole again and go through as they pitch it back to him again, but this time he bounces outside and still picks up about 4 yards.
It'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the 44-yard line of Carmel. Lehman now in 5 carries has picked up 30 yards. Out of the I formation, they run the slot left. And Rusnick back to pass. Lets it loose, and it is incomplete. Looking on the far side of the field, and again, Kevin Miller in defensive position. And we do have a flag, I believe, on the play, too, I understand.
And he's looking for his favorite receiver, Brett McDonald, but that time he got it to him on 1 bounce. He threw that ball about 5 yards short of his intended receiver.
Now, Carmel's going to have an ineligible player downfield on that pass play. And that's going to cost them some yardage. And that should be, I believe, a loss of down. Let's check this out here.
Very well could be.
Well, they believe the signal from the sideline came to decline the penalty, and that's what the Spartans will do. So it will just bring up 3rd down.
Carmel and their opponents both penalized about the same coming into this game. 48 penalties for each team. The opponents being penalized maybe for about 30 more yards than Carmel is, but both around 400 yards in penalties for the season so far.
Well, 3rd down now for the Greyhounds. They need 6 for a 1st down. They're at their 44-yard line. Rusnick back to pass again. Gets out of the pocket, and this time overthrows his intended receiver. And is that Jason Luking on the coverage back there?
Yes, sir. Scott Pike, the intended receiver, And a great play that time. Let's give credit to Orland Foster as well, because he rushed Drusnik, forced him to his left, and made him throw off of the run, and he overthrew his receiver. That time piked by about 2 feet.
Well, the Greyhounds will have to punt for the second time tonight. And they get off a nice end-over-end punt. That is going to take a Greyhound roll and going to be placed about the 20-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will take it, 1st and 10, as the Greyhounds forced to punt. 8 minutes left to play in the first half, so the Spartans, if they can drive all the way downfield and score, they have an opportunity of taking a chunk out of this clock and regaining the lead, as they've got it at their 21-yard line.
It's going to be interesting if they try to run up the middle this time. The last few times Driggs has tried to run the ball up the middle, he has been stonewalled. Let's see what happens here.
Now the Spartans first have to get all of their offensive linemen on the field. Now Bo Radke looking over the defense, maybe audibly. Bobbled the snap again, but was able to get the pitch to Ryan Lynch. Lynch's first carry, he's in open field. He's got one man to beat as he turns the corner. He is down to the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Connersville.
Yes.
Ryan Lynch brings the Spartans in front, and I don't see any yellow flags on the field. Ryan Lynch goes 79 yards in his first carry for a score with 7:28 left to play in the second quarter.
And what a busted play that was. That time, Bo Radke bobbled the snap. He hands it off to Lynch anyway. He goes right around, cuts back through the line, gets it right down the right sideline, 79 yards, right to the end zone. He had one man to beat. That was Seth Clemens, who was trying to chase him. He blew right past him and used that exceptional speed to go all the way into the end zone. What a big touchdown for Connersville.
I'll tell you what, Clemens had a shot at him, but Lynch was able just to get that extra burst of speed, and he was able to elude him and take it all the way down for the score. One play, 79 yards, a touchdown. First carry by Ryan Lynch. He came into the game averaging better than 10 yards a carry, and Greyhounds are going to say, gosh, if he sits on the sidelines after this, he'll have a 79-yard average for this game alone. So I'll tell you, though, you got to credit the line with the blocks they gave him, and I believe it was Kevin Miller that put on a nice block up here to be able to spring Lynch loose.
It was the right side of the line for Connersville, I believe. Justin Irvin, also right guard Rob Drew, that did a good job for Connersville to break him loose, as well as Kevin Miller lead blocking the linebacker coming out of the backfield. And then, of course, you give Ryan Lynch cutback ability, and he's gone. And as you said, when he went around the Carmel player that time, which was Seth Clemens, he just shifted it into second gear and went on into the end zone.
Yeah, I'm glad that Drew actually got out there, because he was the last guy onto the field when I said they needed 11 guys on the field. He was the offensive lineman that just got to his position. Better late than never, and the Spartans now have a 12-7 lead as they try for the 2-point conversion. Let's see if they can put 2 more points on the scoreboard. Radke at quarterback. Fakes to Driggs. Bo keeps it. Tries to dive into the end zone. He's going to be stopped short of his goal. And we've got 7:28 left to play in the first half from Connersville on FM 100 WCND. The Spartans lead the Greyhounds 12-7. Okay, just a Culligan 30, a Culligan 30. As Bo Radke just stopped short.
And I think you're going to see Carmel is going to love to see Ryan Lynch graduate, because he went for a 57-yard touchdown last year against him at Carmel, I believe. So he scored 2 big touchdowns against him in both years. And Ryan Lynch, just unbelievable. You know, it's just running, his speed and his cutback ability.
Yeah, you just always wonder when he's going to get his hands on the ball, because you know the other team is keying on him. So the Spartans go with Driggs and Radke and Kevin Miller. And then finally, when Lynch gets his hands on the ball, boom, he gets that opening. He is gone. Martin ready to return Kyle Smith's kick. Ball is going to go, though, onto the near side. Picked up by Lehman, and he will return it to about the 28-yard line. A flag, though, will come down at about the Carmel 25-yard line, and we'll see what that's all about.
The tackle made by David Ellis, also by Foreman that time, and we'll find out right now what it is.
Holding, I believe, is going to be the call against the Greyhounds. And that will push Carmel back. That is what the call is.
And usually when you see a flag on the run back like that, that's exactly what's going to be, some kind of an illegal block or a clip against the team on the run back. So that time, that's exactly what happened. Somebody got a little bit too much jersey of Connersville's player that time, and they're going to move it back 10 yards.
That'll spot it back to the 15-yard line, and that's where the Greyhounds will have it, 1st and 10, as they now trail 12-7. And Connersville was able to hold the Greyhounds to 4 downs and a punt last series. Rusnick just 4 of 9 for 27 yards. Lehman, the leading ground gainer, 5 carries and 30 yards. McDonald in motion goes to the left side. Rusnick will hand off to Lehman right up the middle. He finds a hole, breaks a tackle. Ryan Lynch brings him down, but Lehman takes it up to the 37-yard line and picks up some nice yardage there. Gets about 22 yards on that carry.
And you talk about explosive speed, you also got to put Lehman in that category, because once again, good blocking by his line. He's able to break through and cut back through a hole and just explode right up the field. He went around about 2 different players for Connersville until he was finally brought down by Lynch.
So the Spartans make a change in their defensive line. Mike Rydell will come in as Stegner goes out. The Greyhounds look at 1st and 10. The ball is at their 36-yard line after about a 20-yard run by Lehman. Rusnick will hand off again, this time to the fullback, and it'll be Wise carrying the football up to about the 44-yard line before he's brought down. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
And Rob Drew made the tackle for Connersville. It looks like right now Carmel running with a little bit more ease that time. They were able to hit the holes at full speed, and they came through blazing that time. Broke it outside. One thing to look out for that time, though, Kyle Smith was able to go into the backfield that time, so he got good pressure, even though if he would have made a play-action pass, we'll be watching for that.
2nd and 3 for the Greyhounds at their 44-yard line after about a 7-yard run by Wise. The quick pitch to Lehman. Lehman tries the left side and gets knocked out before he gets to midfield, but he should have a Greyhound first down before he's knocked out of bounds.
So Rocky Lehman getting the first down, I believe. Stegner and also by Rob Drew that time as they knocked him out of bounds, but not until after you say he got the first down. So once again, Carmel just doing a good job of running outside. Once again, going right down the left sideline.
5:51 left to play here in the first half. Connersville leading Carmel 12-7. Greyhounds working out of the I formation. Rusnick will hand off again to Lehman on the draw. He stays on his feet, gets a first down to the Connersville 37-yard line before he's brought down.
Lehman, just exceptional speed, and he found himself a great hole, and he got a good pulling block also from Curtis Bixel, number 72, that time, as he's able to follow Lehman right ahead of him. And when you talk about Bixel, he's 6'3", 257 pounds, so he's erasing people right in Lehman's way, and Lehman made some good yardage because of it.
Down to the Connersville 38-yard line after a 14-yard run by Lehman. Now 8 carries, 71 yards for him. But Carmel trails by 5 here in the first half. This time the fullback gets the call, and Wise will get short yardage down to about the 36-yard line. He'll pick up a couple.
Orland Foster made the tackle along with Kyle Smith, and good penetration that time by both Foster and Smith kept that thing from going. Plus, they picked up his legs that time. Instead of trying to go high, they tackled him low and stopped him after about 2 yards.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 36-yard line of Connersville. Carmel with the ball, down 12-7 with 4.5 minutes still to play in the first half. This is the final home game of the season for CHS. And there is Rusnick to pass. He completes it. And it's going to be close to a first down. The pass was completed out of the backfield for the Jason Williams makes the completion.
And Williams that time getting another one of those short flat passes and tried to run it straight ahead for a first down, but he was stopped short by Rob Drew, number 55, as he was stopped just, well, they're going to call it the first down, so it must have picked up the yardage.
Yeah, they picked up 11 yards on that play down at the 25-yard line. Oh, here come the Greyhounds, 1st and 10 from the 25. And they try to go on the ground this time and pick up just a couple of yards with just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half as Lehman carries the football and gets a couple.
Tackle made by Rob Drew, but Jamie Stegner, give him credit for that one. Great penetration into the backfield to trip him up as they came to the line and allowed Rob Drew to finish him off. So 1 yard that time as he's hit the hole once again hard, but Connersville getting good penetration defensively.
A gain of only 1 brings up 2nd and 9 for the Greyhounds at the Connersville 24-yard line with about 3.5 minutes left to play in the first half. We'll check in with Randy Clemmy at Franklin County. He's got a halftime report with the Wildcats and the Batesville Bulldogs. Here is Rusnick back to pass. Heavy rush. He's chased out of the pocket. Finally lets it loose, and it falls incomplete. They had a lot of pressure on him. And he is now 5 of 11 for 38 yards, and the Spartan defense put some good pressure there on Rusnick that time.
Intended receiver was Michael McCall. Good defensive play that time by Brian Stegner on the cornerback, be able to keep him from getting the ball. As you said, 3 different Connersville Spartans were chasing him. I believe it was Stegner that time who just got crunched by one of the offensive linemen coming through, allowing Rusnick having the time to take the pass.
Well, the Carmel Greyhounds, the tennis team, did against the Red Devils, but we haven't got that information as of yet. When we do, we'll pass that on to you. Carmel Greyhounds ready to go, 3rd and 9 from the Connersville 24-yard line. Lehman, well, it's going to be Rusnick back to throw, man wide open, and Sevening makes the catch and then falls down, and I think he's going to be just shy of a first down. This is going to bring up 4th down.
Looks like it's Sevening got the ball that time, and they were expecting him to try to run for the first down. He didn't have a man within 2 yards of him. He could have picked it up. Instead, the turf monster got it that time, and he just falls to the ground on the slick turf. So we got a 4th down and about 3 yards to go for Carmel. Decision time now.
Yeah, that was a 6-yard completion from Rusnick to Sevening. And it's going to bring up 4th down at about 3 now for the Greyhounds at the Connersville 17-yard line. And we've got action being halted once again as the Carmel Greyhounds fall sports season. And these Connersville Spartans here on the football field are right now leading the Carmel Greyhounds 12-7 with 2:28 left to play in the first half. Carmel looking at 4th and 3 from the 17-yard line, and Connersville is now going to call a timeout. Coach Radke did not even get off the field. As he turned to see what type of offensive set the Greyhounds were in, he immediately signaled to Ryan Lynch to call a timeout. Lynch was able to do that. You're still behind. And at this point, the momentum then will be with Connersville going into the locker room. Carmel, I think, would like to have the momentum going their way to come out the second half, because I think Greyhounds have realized they're playing a pretty decent team here tonight. This is not the same Connersville team that was sky high in the opening moments last year and scored that first touchdown and then kind of collapsed after that.
And more to the point, it's not even the same Connersville team earlier in the season.
4th and 3 for the Greyhounds from the Connersville 17-yard line. And Rusnick's going to be sacked. Hal Kelly with the sack back at the 25-yard line, an 8-yard loss, and Connersville will have the football.
Rusnick just got blindsided that time by Howell Kelly as he just came right through untouched. Right off the end, it came right in before Rusnick could set up and pass that time. A great read by Connersville, and especially a great read by cornerback Howell Kelly.
And that gives Connersville the football with 2:23 left to play in the first half, and they will spot it at about the 24-yard line. Now Connersville with 1st and 10 at their 24-yard line, leading at 12-7 here in the first half. Bo Radke at quarterback, looking over the Carmel defense. Kevin Miller, Ryan Lynch, and Mike Driggs in the offensive backfield. And Mike Driggs moved early, and that brought a few yellow flags onto the field. And that is going to cost Connersville 5 yards. The offense has not been that sharp. They've made some silly mistakes.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Movement early on 3 of the 4 penalties that time, I believe. And it's happening at the wrong times. Like, for instance, right now they're back deep in their own end. They're trying to get out and maybe make something, get a score in right before halftime. And they're moving backward just because maybe they're just a little bit jumpy right now and not really listening to the snap count.
You know, you've got to play near perfect football to be able to beat a team like the Carmel Greyhounds. 1:57 left to play here in the first half. The Spartans may just be content, if they can do it, and run out the clock here in the first half and take that 5-point lead into the locker room. Connersville now taking much more time at the line of scrimmage than they did in the early goings of this game. There's the handoff to Kevin Miller, his first carry. He finds a hole. He's in the open field. He gets up to the 50 and is knocked down inside Carmel territory at about the 46-yard line of the Greyhounds.
And the only guy who could tackle him was the guy with the speed, Brett McDonald. But what a great play by Kevin Miller. Just raced through a very small hole in the right side of the Connersville offensive line and breaks it outside right down the right side. And McDonald finally hemmed him in and tackled him at the 50. But what a big play for Connersville.
That was a 35-yard run by the Connersville Spartans. The officials are going to call a timeout right now. I think they want to move the Connersville team off the field. They're getting very close to the sidelines. It is 1st and 10 Connersville at the Greyhound 46-yard line with 1:30 left to play in the first half. Coach Radke, after that run, wanted his team back up the line of scrimmage. Let's get another play out of here. The officials, we got to move the chains. We got to do this. All right, now they're ready to go again.
Once again, a no-huddle offense. The short huddle that Connersville's been using has been pretty effective tonight.
Well, they didn't use it, though, in those last couple of series because they were trying to take some time off the clock, and now they've got themselves in some good position. They may go back to it. Here is the handoff to Mike Driggs, and Driggs finds some running room. He busts loose for another first down, and he's down to the 35-yard line with an 11-yard pickup.
Connersville moving the ball extremely well right now on the tackle made by Justin Semling. And I believe Orland Foster went downfield and made a good tackle to turn what was a 6-yard gain into an 11-yard gain. So just good
play. It better have been a block and not a tackle.
Yeah, they make that a block.
All right, 1st and 10 for Connersville. The Greyhound 35-yard line with less than a minute left here in the first half, and the Spartans lead it by 5. They would love to put some more points on the scoreboard before halftime. Radke back to pass. He's got the time. Looks deep to Ryan Lynch, and it's nearly picked off by McDonald.
McDonald knew he wanted to have that one.
That brings up an incompleted pass.
And once again, Ryan Lynch, quadruple team that time. 4 players around him. And Radke tried to put it in there. Lynch had a chance, but basically there he was playing almost like in his defensive capacity, trying to knock the ball down to keep it from being intercepted.
That stops the clock with 46 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and 10 for Connersville at the 35-yard line of Carmel. Spartans lead at 12-7. The Greyhounds have tasted defeat just once this season. The Spartans coming with a 4-2 record. Radke on the counter to Lynch. Lynch, a little opening. He's got some running room. And actually, the official got in his way and prevented him from getting any more yardage as Lynch picks up the first down at about the 21-yard line. So a nice run there by Ryan as he picks up about 14 yards.
And linebacker Bill Wise making the tackle, but again, Connersville running right now extremely well. Miller and Lynch both, as well as Mike Driggs.
Clock shows about 35 seconds left to play in the half. The Spartans down at about the 21-yard line of Carmel. Here's Radke faking the handoff, trying to pitch it to Miller. He fumbles it out of bounds, and it'll be a loss of a couple of yards back to the 24. And that'll leave 23 seconds on the clock. That was your proverbial busted play.
That's exactly right. And Justin Semling caused it to be busted. Radke about to be tackled, trying to make the pitch outside to Miller. On the cold weather, Miller not handling the pitch so far tonight. Finally gets one on the option. Just couldn't handle it, but luckily it bounces out of bounds and Connersville retains possession.
That brings up a 2-yard loss, and we're looking at 2nd and 12 now from the 24-yard line of Carmel. Only 23.5 seconds remain in this first half, and the Spartans are holding on to a 5-point lead. Well, Bo Radke and company come up to the line of scrimmage with Lynch, Miller, and Driggs in the backfield in the wishbone. The handoff to Kevin Miller. Miller going to be stopped as he dives to about the line of scrimmage once again. And that play gets nothing, and the clock shows less than 20 seconds left.
Ian Poland making the tackle that time for Carmel. He tried to get started that time, but just couldn't do it.
Now, Connersville will kill the clock.
And straight downfield, more often than not, to number 15.
I'd find Kevin Miller, number 23, with the speed there. Well, let's see what's going to happen here. 3rd and 12 for the Connersville Spartans at about the 24-yard line of Carmel. Radke back to pass. Looking for it all, and it's going to be picked off. They went for Newman, and the ball was intercepted at the 1-yard line. by the Carmel Greyhounds.
Well, that's what we were talking about. He's trying to put it into Newman's hands right in the end zone. A good try that time by Radke. He didn't have anything to lose, and so he tries it, and unfortunately it was intercepted, but look where they are, back on the 1.
9 seconds left to play in this first half of action. We'll be checking down at Franklin County, get an update on how the Wildcats and the Bulldogs are doing between Franklin County and Batesville. Randy Clemmie is at that location. We'll get a report from him at halftime. We'll also take a look at the statistics in this contest. And, of course, this is senior night, so a lot of fall sports athletes will be recognized here this evening. All of them are just lined up there, anxiously awaiting for their chance to get out on this football field. But first, the Carmel Greyhounds will have to try to run out the final 9 seconds of this first half. They trail by 5 points, and, yeah, Connersville cannot be caught off guard here.
Yeah, we cannot see a 99-yard touchdown run by Lehman or Wise or one of the other players in the backfield.
Now the Greyhounds come up to the line of scrimmage. Brusnick, long count, will go straight forward with the football, and let's see if that's going to be enough to run the clock out. It looks like both teams have been content to do just that, and we have reached halftime here from Connersville on FM 100 WCNB. At the half, the Connersville Spartans lead the Carmel Greyhounds 12-7. Okay, 60-second Subway IGA, and I'm coming to the foot. We've got Hal Kelly back there, Kyle Smith, Kevin Miller. Those are the 3 men back deep to receive the kick. John Newman also is back there as well. So the Carmel Greyhounds will get the ball teed up at their 40-yard line. They trail by 5, 12-7, as the host Connersville Spartans trying to get a piece of the conference crown in their second year in the Olympic Conference. The Greyhounds are set to kick off. And Connersville has its return team set. There's the kick. It'll be taken at about the 15-yard line by Kyle Smith. He's up to the 35 to the 37-yard line, and Connersville's going to start off with excellent field position. As we remind you, you're listening to high school football on FM 100 WCNB, 1580 WIFE, Connersville, Indiana. The Spartans leading it 12-7 over Carmel as we start this second half of play.
And a good run back that time by Kyle Smith. He found the lane right up the right side of the field and was able to take it forward. Finally brought down, as you said, around the 35-yard line. But a good run back by Kyle Smith.
1st and 10 for the Spartans at their 37. The handoff to Driggs, and the fullback gets up to the 40 and picks up 3 yards before he's brought down.
Once again, as you said, power running right up the middle. Mike Driggs, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, trying to come off of left tackle that time, and picked up some good yardage that time. It's a good surge by the Connersville offensive line, allowed that to happen.
That'll bring up 2nd down for Connersville, as the Spartans still need 7 yards for a 1st down. Bo Radke at quarterback, Driggs the fullback, Miller and Lynch the halfbacks in the wishbone. The handoff again to Driggs. The fullback gets the quick handoff and gets a couple of more yards up to about the 42-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Once again, the same things you said, power running. Driggs going right at the middle that time, though. A good play by Carmel to be able to stop him before he really got started and bring him down after a 2-yard gain.
3rd and 5 for Connersville. First important 3rd down of this series here in the second half. Ball is resting at the Connersville 42-yard line. Carmel puts about 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Here's Driggs with the fake, Radke with the keeper, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage before he is brought down. And that will bring up 4th down. And I'll tell you what, the Connersville coaching staff a little bit upset about something that happened on the near sideline involving Semling and Kevin Miller. But they don't get a call in their favor.
And so Connors will have to punt the ball away. Just a good stand by Carmel. Tackle by Victor Martin that time. The second leading tackler, as we said, for Carmel from his strong safety position.
Well, Kyle Smith's going to have to punt for just the 2nd time tonight. So Connersville is only able to take a couple of minutes off the clock here to start this 3rd quarter. And on their first series, they have to give the ball up on a punt. And Smith gets a nice punt as he is able to angle it to about the 25-yard line. But the Greyhounds get a decent return as they bring it up to about the 46-yard line. And if you look away from the field, Semling and Kevin Miller are involved in their own one-on-one wrestling match. I thought this was WWF over there.
maybe the light heavyweight division or something like that. I don't know, but you know, emotions do run kind of deep, especially in a game like this where you're talking about the Olympic Conference title at stake. Both teams very aggressive, and sometimes act their way off the field as well.
And the Greyhounds will take it 1st and 10 at their 43-yard line. Their first possession of the second half, trailing by 5 points. Rushnick will pitch back to Lehman, and Lehman will try the left side, and he is going to get stopped after about a 3 to 4 yard gain, as the Connersville defense had some good pursuit that time.
And a big hit by Matt Taylor coming up from his linebacker spot and came up and put a good hit on Lehman that time, as they're trying to do the same thing that's worked all night long, pitch it back to Lehman, give him a little bit of room and let him cut through the hole. And he did a good job slashing his way for about 3 yards.
It'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Greyhounds. Ball is spotted at their 47-yard line. Carmel trailing 12-7 here in the second half at Connersville. Rushnick will look over the Spartan defense out of the I formation. And he'll hand off again to Lehman, who tries to go right up the middle. Boy, he just burst through there. Keeps going. Well, his legs keep churning. He is down to the Connersville 41-yard line as he picks up about 12 yards.
And a big first down that time for Lehman as he cut through what wasn't much of a hole, but he slashed forward until he's finally brought down again by Matt Taylor. And he's made the last 2 tackles on Lehman. Just a good slashing runner, not like what Trent Smith was last year for Connersville.
11 carries, 89 yards for Lehman, as the Greyhounds have it 1st and 10 at the Connersville 41-yard line with 8:37 left to go in the third quarter. Again, Lehman gets the call, and this time he's going to be gang tackled after about a gain down to the Connersville 40, a pickup of about 1, maybe 2 yards.
And give credit to Bobby Foreman that time. Also, Orland Foster coming in on the tackle that time. He really got him before he got started, and if he wouldn't have got him, he might have gone for about 5 or 6 more, but a good play by Connersville to hold on and bring him down.
Call it no gain, 2nd and 10 from just beyond Connersville's 40-yard line. Carmel with the football, trailing by 5, 12-7 here in the third quarter of play. Lehman will roll out to pass on 3rd down. Lets it loose, completes it for a 1st down. As the catch was made by Seving, and completes it down to about the 29-yard line.
And a good rollout that time by Rusnick to be able to complete that pass to Seving. He caught it in between about 2 or 3 different Connersville players. And again, the 5 or 10 yard pass out into the flat on the little out patterns worked that time for the Carmel Greyhounds.
Well, that's the 3rd catch for Seving. He's caught 3 passes for 25 yards. 1st and 10 Carmel at the Connersville 28-yard line. 7:27 left in the third. Greyhounds driving. They go to Lehman. Flags fly. And this play is going to come back.
Looks like somebody moved early on the offensive line for Carmel.
Now the way the Connersville defense is reacting, that is indeed the call of illegal procedure against Carmel. Will bring up 1st and 15 at the 33-yard line of Connersville.
And it was just a split second early. They moved just about maybe a quarter second before the snap of the ball, but that's enough.
7:23 to play in this third quarter. The Greyhounds trail at 12-7. They've got the ball at the Connersville 33-yard line, now looking at 1st and 15 after the procedure call. And the Connersville defense needs to stiffen right here and prevent Carmel from getting any closer to the goal line. Rusnick back to pass, rolls out to the left, lets it loose, completes it. And it'll be close to a 1st down at about the 20-yard line. A pickup of about 13 yards. And McCall making the catch.
Michael McCall making the catch in the middle of about 4 different Connersville Spartans as they tried to get it underneath that time and did for about a 13-yard gain.
And that'll bring up 2nd down and short. They now lead about 2 yards for the 1st down. Ball is resting to the Connersville 20-yard line. Carmel trailing 12-7 with 6:34 left to play in the third quarter. The pitch to Lehman. He tries the right side and doesn't get anything as he's going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Again, a good defensive effort there by Connersville. I think Kevin Miller was the guy that was waiting on Lehman.
Also, though, Orland Foster was the one who wrapped him up. He came penetrating right through from his nose guard spot and stopped him before he went going. I believe Kevin Miller as well was there. But give credit to Orland Foster on that one. Just a great tackle.
That'll bring up third down. They still need 2 for the first down. The ball resting at the Connersville 20-yard line with 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Now a 2-down situation here for Carmel. And this time they hand off to the fullback, and he will not get it. Now it looks like Lehman, though, got the ball again, and he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. We'll see where they spot the football. And they may have to measure here. Officials may just have to bring the chain. They are going to bring the chains across the field. This is going to be closer than what we thought. I believe Wise carried that football. As they walk the chains across with 5:33 left to play in the third quarter. Chains are brought across. They're going to be spotted down. The measurement will take place. And the Greyhounds are going to be short of a first down. They're going to look at 4th down and inches.
And as you said, just a little bit short as Wise got his second effort, tried to bully his way through, but he's stopped by about 4 or 5 different Connersville Spartans. So it's going to be interesting here. This has got to be the play of the game so far for Connersville. They can stop him here. A big momentum boost for the Connersville defense and the offense as well.
Well, the Greyhounds need a half a yard. Critical play right here with 5:33 left to go in the third quarter. 4th down. Less than a yard for Carmel at the Connersville 19-yard line. Let's see if Rushnick will elect to try to do it himself on the quarterback sneak. And he's got a hand off and a fumble. Connersville's got the football. The Spartans recover the fumble. And coming out of that crowd with the football for Connersville is Brian Stegner, who recovers the fumble for Connersville. And the Spartans will have it 1st and 10 at their 18-yard line.
And what a big fumble recovery that was for Connersville. I think you could hear the crowds, cheers coming all the way from Huntington and Muncie on that one as Stegner makes a big fumble recovery for Connersville.
So Connersville takes over 1st and 10, still leading by 5 with 5:12 left to go in the third quarter. A 1st and 10 from the Spartan 18-yard line after Connersville recovers a Carmel fumble when they went for it on 4th down. Mike Driggs gets the call, and now we've got a flag, and that's going to be a personal foul, I would say, against Carmel on a late hit on Ryan Lynch. As Driggs got the call, he got it up to the 20-yard line, picked up a couple of yards, and we should get some more. Yes, a personal foul against Carmel tacked on to that. And that brings the home crowd to life.
That was an intimidation thing. They're trying there to intimidate Lynch. He'd already run for a 79-yard touchdown on him, and they're trying to play the mind game with Ryan Lynch. But after 4 years at quarterback, I don't think they're going to be successful.
Well, a big 15-yard penalty gives Connersville some breathing room up to the 35-yard line with under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Well, the Spartans have the football and a 12-7 lead over Carmel. Greyhounds put 7 men up to the line of scrimmage. Long count as Radke looks over the defense. Now gets under center, takes the snap, gives it to Ryan Lynch. Lynch will burst through, get tripped up, but he's going to be close to a Connersville first down as he gets it up to the 46-yard line as he rips up 9.5, maybe 10 yards.
And what a big audible that time by Bo Radke. You could tell he was calling an audible at the line of scrimmage. It looked like they were expecting Driggs. Instead, they get the speed of Lynch, and he goes all the way through, powering forward for a first down and just about more. If he hadn't been tripped up, he might have been gone for 6.
Well, he picks up 10 yards and goes over 100 yards for the night in 3 carries. He's picked up 103 yards as the Spartans now have it at their 46, 1st and 10. And we've got a whistle before action can be played. A flag flies. And let's see what the call is going to be. It's going to be against Carmel. Somebody, I believe, in the neutral zone, offsides against Carmel is going to be the call. And that'll bring up a 1st and 5 from the Carmel 49-yard line. And this Connersville crowd getting noisy.
Somebody lined up in the neutral zone that time for Carmel as the referees call it. So Connersville, as you said, 1st and 5. the momentum going right now in Connersville's favor. If they can put it in here, it'll be a big touchdown.
Well, the Spartans were hoping to send the dogs to the pound. And right now it's a 12-7 pounding that Connersville's putting on to Carmel. And now the Spartans look at 1st and 5 from the Carmel 49-yard line with 4:15 left in the third quarter. Well, the Spartans leading it 12-7 in Greyhound territory. Ryan Lynch over 100 yards on the night in just 3 carries. He has a 79-yard touchdown run. Radke back to throw. He's chased out of the pocket. He's got some running room. He turns upfield, and Radke's got a first down at the Carmel 42-yard line as Bo runs for 7 yards.
What a big run that time by Bo Radke. He couldn't find anybody, so he makes a good play action pass by Radke. He scrambles out and he goes forward, finds a lane and goes for his 7 yards, and as you said, another big first down for Connersville High School.
Just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Connersville leading at 12-7 over Carmel. 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the Greyhound 42-yard line. The handoff to Driggs. And Driggs keeps those legs churning as he gets to the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line, and he'll pick up about 4 yards.
So once again, Connersville mixes it up. They had speed the last time, and Lynch this time they bring through the power and Mike Driggs. And as we said, Driggs powered his way forward for about 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd down and 6 for Connersville down to the 38-yard line of Carmel as the Spartans try to run out the clock here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6. Radke. Oh boy, he looked for somebody to hand off. There was nobody to hand off, and he decided, I better run with the football. And Bo does across the 35 down to the 34 and picks up 4 yards. He looked for somebody to hand off, and everybody ran right by him. And it's like, hey guys, doesn't anybody want this ball?
Yeah, that's another busted play, but again, Connersville doing a great job.
Oh, we've got a timeout called by Carmel, and we'll take a break.
The ball effectively right now, chewing up clock and chewing up Carmel.
All right, so 3rd and short. The Spartans need 2 yards for the first down. They are down to about the 34-yard line of the Carmel Greyhounds. A 5-12-7 lead for CHS. Here's the handoff to Driggs, and Driggs will work his way to the 31, and Mike Driggs should have a first down for Connersville. Let's see where they spot the football. Well, they don't spot it favorably for Connersville, and we may have to bring the chains across for a measurement, and I think that's what's going to happen. It looked like they should have probably spotted about the 31. I think they brought it back to the 32, so we'll see what's going to happen here. With 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter, and boy, if Connersville can get this drive going into the fourth quarter and take a little more time and result in a score, it's really going to put a hurt on the Carmel Greyhounds, because then they'd have to score twice.
It's going to be short.
And the Spartans will be short, and they will be about 6 inches shy.
Not a very good spot that time, but Connersville now, once again, we find out what they're made of. 4th down and about 6 inches to go for the first down. They want to keep the drive, sustain it, and as we said before, chew up clock and chew Carmel. So right now they're trying to do both.
Well, this is it. 4th and inches for Connersville at the Carmel 32-yard line. Bo Radke takes it himself. He's got the first down to the 29-yard line on the quick counter as he took the snap on the first hut and took it 3 yards to the 29.
And what a key play by Bo Radke. It looked like it caught everybody by surprise. He called it almost like on a first count, and he's able to take it straight up the middle and get about 3 or 4 yards.
That keeps the drive alive for Connersville at the 29. Well, they'll spot it at the 30-yard line of Carmel is where they'll spot it. A 2-yard pickup for Radke, but more importantly, the first down for CHS. A 12-7 lead over Carmel in the closing moments of the third quarter. Radke back to pass, has Lynch open, and Lynch is going in for a score from 30 yards out. Check the field for flags. We see none, and the Spartans have struck from the air on a 39-yard strike from Bo Radke to Ryan Lynch with 1:57 left to go in the third quarter.
And that caught everybody by surprise. Lynch once again triple covered, but he beat his defenders by about 3 steps that time. Bo Radke laid it in there perfectly. He's able to take it on into the end zone, and a great play.
And now Connersville lined up for the 2-point conversion, leading here 18-7 over the Carmel Greyhounds. And let's see if they can convert here. Radke will give it to Driggs. Driggs' second effort will not get him into the end zone. So with 1:57 left in the third, from Connersville on FM 100 WCNB, the Spartans lead the Greyhounds 18-7. Okay, Scripture 60, a Scripture 60. I'm JW along with Tom Lee. That last drive, 8 plays, 82 yards, resulting in the score. And again, Connersville capitalizing on a Greyhound turnover. They recovered that fumble and ended up with an 8-play, 82-yard drive. The final 30 yards, the touchdown pass to Ryan Lynch from Bo Radke. And the Greyhounds on their return attempt, they're going to be thwarted as the Spartan return team pins Carmel down at their 24-yard line.
And a big open field tackle by David Ellis, number 43 for Connersville. Right now, the Spartans are really fired up. The defensive unit coming out ready to go. That was a big touchdown play. Bo Radke to Ryan Lynch, 2 quarterbacks hooking up on the touchdown play that time. And Connersville leads. The defense is fired up. Let's see if we can hold them here.
Well, let's see if Rusnick will go to the air now. His team is down 18-7 in the final minutes of the third quarter. Looking at 1st and 10 from his 24-yard line. They'll work it out of the I formation. And Rusnick going to be rushed by Orland Foster and sacked by Foster. As Foster will set him back at about the 14-yard line, a 10-yard loss.
And give that tackle to Orland Foster. Great pressure right at the middle. Finishing him off also is Travis Upchurch as he came in as well. But Rusnick, a play-action pass that really didn't fool anybody as he was able to not have the ability to escape Orland Foster and both him and Travis Upchurch as he goes down for the sack and a big loss.
A minute left to play in the third quarter with Connersville leading 18-7 over Carmel. The Greyhounds 2nd and 20 from the 14. Rusnick back to pass once again, this time going deep. Incomplete. Looking for Seving and falls incomplete. Try to hit him at about the 45-yard line.
And it was a good play that time by Rusnick. The ball, Severing was open that time, but Rusnick overthrew him by just a little that time on the timing pattern. He had about 2 steps on the Connersville defender, but just couldn't lay it in there.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 20, and you can bet that the Greyhounds will probably go in the air one more time with 45 seconds left in the third. And everything right now is sitting good for Connersville with an 18-7 lead now. Rusnick back to pass. And again, looking deep and going incomplete as the pass was going towards the near sidelines, looking for McDonald, but well overthrown.
And a good play by Ryan Lynch that time. He knew the ball was uncatchable, so he sealed McDonald off from getting the ball and was able, and the ball, as you said, went about 5 or 10 yards over his head. So Connersville, what a great play that time. But the last 2 times where Rusnick has thrown the ball, he's had good protection.
Oh,
so the
no.
line.
Did I hear a flag? 39 seconds left in the third. And I thought I heard the unpleasant words, flag on the play. And apparently, this one is going to be walked off against Connersville, because it has brought a hush to this crowd. Who they were cheering viciously. But this is going to be a major one.
10-yarder.
Holding against the Spartans.
Well, holding is the call against the Spartans. Defensive holding cost them 10 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 now.
At least it isn't an automatic first down.
Well, now the Greyhounds get an extra play out of this with 39 seconds left in the third quarter. And Connersville is going to call a timeout. We'll take a pause in the action from Connersville.
First down here, and they still got a very difficult 3rd and about 9.5 situation. So Connersville's defense once again has to rise to the occasion as they've done all season long.
And Rusnick is 8 for 16 in the air for 69 yards, and the Connersville defense has got to prevent Carmel from getting a first down on this play right here. This could be the play of the game. Rusnick out of the shotgun. Looks for a receiver, completes it for the first down, and the drive will stay alive as Seving makes the catch, good for about 13 yards to the 38-yard line of Carmel.
Jason Maxwell making the tackle that time. Just a play right down the middle of the field to Severing as he's throwing it once again almost underneath right into the Connersville secondary, and able to pick up for Carmel anyway, a big first down.
And the clock shows 29 seconds left to play in the third. The Greyhounds looking at 1st and 10 now from the 40-yard line. Rusnick will pitch back to Rocky Lehman. Lehman will try the left side to no avail, and he will be stopped for no gain whatsoever.
And Lehman that time ran into his own blocker. Give credit to the defensive line of Connersville stuffing that play back. He ran into Ian Poland, his guard, who was pulling that time, and that stopped the play for no gain as his momentum was just stunted at that time.
That's the end of the third quarter from Connersville on FM1 quarter of play here at Connersville. The Greyhounds trail the Spartans 18-7. Carmel with the football, looking at 2nd and 10 from their 40-yard line. Mike Rusnick, the quarterback for the Carmel Greyhounds, now is 9 of 17. He's back to pass once again, going deep, looking for Seving, makes the catch, and Seving tackled by Stegner inside the Connersville 20-yard line. That'll be a first down for Carmel, and they are now looking for a quick score.
That time he beat Brian Stegner, who made the tackle. He had about a step on him, and for the first time all night on a deep pattern, Rusnick was able to lay it in there, and he did so perfectly that time as number 11, that is Severing, as you said, Greg Severing was able to catch the ball and take it down the sideline. So another big play once again by Carmel. They showed they're not out of this thing yet.
Well, that was a 35-yard pass play, and now Rusnick is 10 of 18 for 117 yards through the air. And it's now 1st and 10 for Carmel at the Connersville 24-yard line. And Rusnick back to pass again here in the fourth quarter. Rolls out, completes a short one, and that one is complete to Williams, and Williams, we'll see where they spot the football. He was knocked out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, and it's going to be a first down. That was good for 10 yards.
One thing Carmel has been able to do very successfully tonight is this short pass, and once again, as you said, a short one out on the flat, just a little down and out pattern as he runs for about 11 yards, another first down.
Second catch for Williams tonight. That's 2 catches for 21 yards for the Carmel Greyhound receiver. 1st and 10 Greyhounds at the Connersville 13-yard line, and here's the handoff to Rocky Lehman. He goes through virtually untouched for the score with 11:40 left to play in the game. The Greyhounds get their second score on a 13-yard run from Rocky Lehman. He goes over 100 yards for the night.
Lehman that time, as you said, just went straight through untouched. A draw play, they were expecting pass, instead they sent Lehman right through. He busts through a big hole in the offensive line for Carmel, right through the defensive line of Connersville, and you said went through all 3 ways untouched into the end zone.
8 plays, 76 yards for the score. The Greyhounds now will line up for 2, trailing 18-13. Now they're going to try to see if they can get a 2-point conversion here. Mike Rusnick back to pass, rolls out, plenty of time, and completes it for the 2-point conversion. And the catch was good by Lehman, but there was a report of a flag in the end zone. It may have been an inadvertent flag, as both teams have gone over to the sidelines. Let's see if we get a reading here. They haven't put the points yet up, and the officials have not given us an indication as of yet as to what has happened. Now we're going to get the call, and the penalty is going to be against Connersville. It will be declined. So with 11:40 left to play in this ball game from Connersville on FM 100 WCNB, the Greyhounds now trail the Spartans 18-15. Okay, just a 30-second Union savings, just a 30-second Union savings. I'm JW along with Tom Lee. We have 11 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this game, and it has tightened up quite a bit with Connersville leading Carmel now 18-15 as the Greyhounds, Tom, have showed us how quickly they can strike in this contest.
And they've done it through the short pass. They were able to hit the short passes downfield along with the one long one and went right down for the touchdown.
And Connersville with the kick return as they try to bring it upfield. Kevin Miller with it will take it up to about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will have it 1st and 10. And they will see if they can take as much time as they possibly can off the clock on this drive. Well, if they could punch this one down to the end zone, it could be the icing on the cake. But right now, only 3 points separate these two teams, so you cannot make a mistake.
Which is exactly why Carmel went for the 2-point conversion. They're down 5, and so they had took the risk to try to only be down by 1 field goal, and it worked for them as they trail now 18-15.
Well, the Connersville Spartans running the offense now as they look at it. 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Radke will hand it off to Ryan Lynch, who's going to get stonewalled. Lynch is going to be stacked up at the 20. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Brad Hudson, that time, number 32, came in and just finished him off that time. He just knocked it down that time, and like you said, he lost about 1 yard. He really couldn't get going. They were keying on that play.
That's going to bring up 2nd down at about 11 for Connersville, back at their 20-yard line, as the line of scrimmage had been officially marked at the 21. So Lynch with a loss, and Connersville now looking at 2nd and long, back at their 20. Radke will hand off to Driggs, and Driggs will spin up for a couple of yards to the 22, and that will bring up 3rd down.
So he gets it back to around the original line of scrimmage. He tries to go through the line, but just a good stop by the Carmel defensive line, and right now momentum is shifting back to the guys in white. So Connersville's going to have to do something here to try to keep them going 3 and out of this situation.
Well, it's 3rd down and 10 for Connersville, so this has got to be a big play right here for CHS with still better than 10 minutes left to go in this ball game and only a 3-point Connersville lead. The counter to Lynch, and Lynch tries to make a move on McDonald. Does, turns the corner, heads upfield, and is going to be close to the 1st down.
Going to be interesting with this.
He will get the 1st down. They're going to spot it at the 35-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down for Connersville as Lynch is able to ramble for 13 yards.
And another big play by Ryan Lynch. He had the one man to beat to get to the 1st down. That was Brett McDonald playing the quarterback position. He blew around him once again, was able to get the 1st down. Big play by Ryan Lynch.
Made a great move on McDonald to get that 1st down. And now it's 1st and 10 Connersville from the Spartan 35-yard line. A little bit more breathing room for CHS. And the quick handoff to Mike Driggs. He's got a 1st down. He's on his feet. He's in Carmel territory. Finally brought down as he dives to the 40-yard line of Carmel.
A big inside handoff by Bo Radke right there to Mike Driggs. A quick hitting play, and a big hole opened up for Mike Driggs that time as he was able to take it right down the left side. Big hole opened up by Jason Luking and by Orland Foster on the left side of the Connersville line, giving Driggs the ability, and he just took it all the way down. It's too bad he didn't have as much speed, because that might have been a touchdown on that one.
Well, we've got a flag on the sidelines. They're calling face mask against Connersville. So it's going to bring the ball back after Driggs gets 25 yards on that run. And now the ball's going to be walked back a little bit after that call. Well, I'll tell you what, this Connersville crowd is just cheering and cheering and cheering, and then all of a sudden that flag goes against them, and it's just a hush. 9:50 still to play in this game. The ball is going to be walked back. Where are they going to start walking it back? Oh, boy. After the penalty, the ball is walked back to the Connersville 42-yard line. That'll be a 15-yarder from the point of the infraction. And it'll be 1st down for Connersville. As they've got the ball spotted at about the Spartan 42-yard line. So that's where Connersville will continue play. Again, the handoff to Driggs, and this time Mike doesn't get much. He tries to fight his way to the 45-yard line.
And once again, Driggs just taking the ball, powering it right up the middle that time, but still got about 3 yards on the play. Connersville's offensive line doing a great job of controlling the offensive line of scrimmage.
And it's going to bring up 2nd and short now. The Spartans need about 2 yards. They got to get up to the 45 for the first down. Well, that's where we sit right now, with Connersville holding on to a 3-point lead in the 4th quarter against Carmel. Radke on the option. He'll keep it himself. He's got the first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Once again, a big play by Bo Radke, showing that he is really maturing at the quarterback position because he's able to make the audible reads. He's given a touchdown, given the ball, take it back on the option play, and is able to go straight ahead and pick up the hard yards and take the hits, and he's doing a good job.
8:46 left to play in this ball game. 1st and 10 Connersville, as the Spartans have the ball at their 47-yard line. Now Connersville playing ball control, and now the Spartan offense will call a timeout as they want to talk things over. And
they're chewing up clock.
Yeah, this game may go for a little while longer here. So we'll see what's going to happen as the Connersville Spartans are taking on the Carmel Greyhounds. And hello. So Connersville with the football. And 2 more yards. And it's going to be Connersville now looking at 2nd down and about 6 after that's a pickup there.
And a big run that time for Connersville, getting the ball up to just over midfield.
Now the Spartans now at the 49-yard line of the Carmel Greyhounds, and Radke will hand off to Mike Driggs once again, and Driggs keeps those legs churning. He's going to be close to a first down.
Once again, that's the kind of play we've been talking about Driggs all year. He moves into the pile, and the pile moved, and that's exactly what happened that time as he moves it up about maybe half a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, he picks up another 4 yards, and Mike Driggs now has gotten 79 yards and 21 carries as the Spartans now look at 2nd and 1 from the Carmel 44-yard line, and there's a quick quarterback sneak, and it's a first down for Connersville as they are able to keep possession of the football, and Bo Radke surges forward down to the 41-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
It's the same play that they did last time, another quick first call. He might be getting them for a false start that time for some reason. We'll find out.
Yeah, they're talking to the Carmel defense about the flag, so apparently it's going to go against Connersville. And instead of first down, the Spartans are going to be looking back at 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Spartans as the ball is pushed back to about the 49-yard line. 7:40 left to play in the game. Oh, Connersville leading 18-15 over the Carmel Greyhounds here in the 4th quarter. The handoff to Ryan Lynch. Lynch breaks the tackle. He's got the first down, stays on his feet, gets inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Another big play by Ryan Lynch again. I mean, he's the go-to guy. You see in basketball late in the game, they've got the go-to guy. Right now, Ryan Lynch is getting the ball for the lion's share of the time when they need big yardage, and he got it that time, breaking 2 tackles on his way to the first down.
And Connersville very quickly on offense. They want to keep things going here with 7:10 left to play in the ball game. They are leading at 18-15, looking at 1st and 10 at the Greyhound 38-yard line. The handoff to Driggs again, and the fullback will dive for a couple and bring up 2nd and 8.
It was the same inside handoff they got 25 yards earlier on the play that they had the offensive face mask call, where he just gets an inside handoff and tries to hit a quick hitter. That time, though, Carmel jammed up the hole, and he's able to fall forward for maybe a yard back to about the line of scrimmage.
No, they're going to spot the ball at about the 36-yard line. That should be a pickup of a couple and bring up 2nd down at about 8. Now, Connersville, not much of a huddle, but still taking some time at the line of scrimmage as Radke looks over the Carmel defense. And this time goes to Ryan Lynch again. The second man through fumbles the football. Ball is loose, and the Greyhounds will get it. The Greyhounds have the football and they will take it at about their 35-yard line with 6:18 left to play in this game.
And Seth Clemens was the man who was able to make the fumble recovery that time as Ryan Lynch tried to go through, trying to get again a couple more yards, but instead bubbles the football back over to the Carmel Greyhounds.
Well, let's hope that this is not the break that the Greyhounds needed, because you'll remember the Spartans were able to take advantage of a Greyhound mistake. That fumble back at the Connersville 19-yard line, that resulted in a Connersville score. And now the Spartan defense faces a big challenge here in the fourth quarter. The Greyhounds have the football at about their 34-yard line. They're looking at 1st and 10, and Rusnick is back to pass. He's got McDonald complete at the 40, and he'll bring up 2nd down.
Once again, the little flat pass that Rusnick has been running all night long. He's able to complete that ball to his favorite target, McDonald, for about 6 yards. So again, they're trying to nickel and dime their way up the field.
First catch of the night for McDonald. He had come into the ball game with 9 receptions for 229 yards and 4 touchdowns, and that's his first catch of the night. As Rusnick now has completed 12 of 19 for 133 yards.
And after a shaky start, it looks like Rusnick has got his feet underneath him, especially on those short down and out patterns. He's really been effective on it, with the exception of the one pass that Kevin Miller picked off on the first drive for Carmel.
5:40 left to play in this ball game. The Spartans have an 18-15 lead over the Carmel Greyhounds, who are looking at 2nd and short from their 41-yard line. They need about 3 yards for the first down. And before this play develops, the officials will bring everybody back to their respective huddles. Now the officials are ready to get this game, get this game resumed. So the Greyhounds trail it. They've got it, and they're going to give it to Lehman, and Lehman tries to go over the right side, and he's going to be stopped shy of the first down as he picks up a yard, maybe 2, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and short.
And once again, the man on the point of impact was Travis Upchurch, as he was able to stop Lehman on the same type of play that he's been able to do, a pick-a-hole type of play where he's trying to go through, but he's been stopped short, and now it sets up 3rd and short.
So that'll bring up 3rd and about a yard for the Greyhounds. They're at their 42-yard line, and they've got 4:54 left to play in this contest. Here come the chains across. They're going to measure to see if this is a first down or not. We've had more measurements, I think, tonight than we've had all season long. And they are going to be a couple of feet shy of the first down. It is going to be well past 10:30 before we pack up and leave here tonight. 4:54 left to play in this game. An 18-15 Connersville lead. The Carmel Greyhounds with a football, looking at 3rd and about 2 feet from their 42-yard line. Now the Connersville crowd trying to cheer the Spartan defense on. Well, we have put a few seconds back on the clock is what we've done. They've made this game a little bit longer. There's now 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in this game. I thought a moment ago we were less than 5 minutes to go. So 5:02 to go. Carmel with it, 3rd and short from their 42-yard line, trailing by 3 points. Mike Rusnick will hand off once again to Lehman. Lehman goes up the middle. Oh, that's not Lehman. That's the new back in there. And there he's got Ryan Lynch to beat, and Lynch will bowl him down. But the Carmel Greyhounds get a big run by Joshua Brown, the 6'1", 198-pound junior that comes in there for 1 carry and brings it down to about the 12-yard line of Connersville.
And just taking the ball right at the middle, he found himself a hole and was able to go straight down the field, right up the center of the field. Finally, Ryan Lynch able to bring him down by his legs, finally tackled him low and brought him down around the 12-yard line.
And Brown gets 46 yards on that run. It's now 1st and 10. They're going to spot it, they say, at the 14-yard line of Connersville. And with 4:28 left to go in this game, Carmel with the ball, trailing by 3 in excellent field position. They go back to Lehman, and Lehman is going to be tackled after he gets across the 10-yard line down to about the 9-yard line as Kevin Miller puts a hit on him.
Indeed, it was Miller. Lehman trying to find his way to the end zone down that right sideline, trying to go outside. Good play by Miller to stop him after about a 3-yard gain.
It'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Greyhounds. They're going to be now at the Connersville 9-yard line. With less than 4 minutes to play in this game, Carmel trails 18-15. The Greyhounds have the ball at the Connersville 9-yard line. The quick pitch to Lehman. Lehman is going to be stopped, though, by Orland Foster at the line of scrimmage.
And what a big hit that was by Orland Foster, because Foster read that play perfectly. Lehman getting the pitch, trying to go outside and find running room, and he wasn't able to do it because Foster, penetrating all night long, showed why he was an All-Olympic Conference selection last year.
3:25 still to play in this contest. Clock is running. It's now 3rd down and 6 for the Greyhounds at the Connersville 9-yard line. Rushnick back to pass, rolls out. He's going to keep it himself. Kyle Smith cuts him off and drives him out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Keeping them going east and west. Rusnick trying to find somebody. Good coverage by Connersville. Rusnick finally forced out of bounds, as you said, at the 10th. Sets up a big 4th down situation and decision time.
Well, it is 4th down and 6 for the Greyhounds at the Connersville 9-yard line. The Greyhounds trail by 3, and now you have to wonder, is their kicker accurate enough to tie this game up with a field goal, or does Carmel have to go for it on 4th and 6 from the Connersville 9-yard line? And the officials, now we've got an officials timeout, and I think whether they're talking to a lot of the fans that are down near the end zone, and I think they're trying to get them back into the stands is what they're going to do. As they're only trying to keep the people that are supposed to be near the sidelines out there by the sidelines.
That's exactly right. It's interesting right now because Rusnick is still standing out in the field looking back toward his coach because he doesn't know what they're going to do right now.
We've got 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in this ball game. And the Carmel Greyhounds are now going to have to call a timeout. A Spartan football team trying to get the fans on their feet to make a little bit of noise, and I think they've been successful.
I believe so. Everybody on their feet right now. Let's find out what the Carmel Greyhounds decide to do here. If they decide to go with the field goal, the ball is set up about with the...
They're not going for a field goal. They're going for it. They've got to go for it. It is 4th and 6 for the Greyhounds at the Connersville 9-yard line. Rusnick, and he nearly, well, did he draw him off sides? We do have a flag. We had some movement. It looked like that Rusnick was able to draw a couple of defenders into the neutral zone. Now, let's see. Orland Foster was one of those that scooted across the line of scrimmage and thought he got back in time. And it'll be offsides against Connersville. That's going to cost the Spartans 5, and that's going to make it awfully close to a 1st down for Carmel.
Takes it from about a 4th and 6 to around a 4th and 1. Of course, here you might be half the distance to the goal line down at the 9-yard line.
Now we've got to wait for them to mark off the yardage first. And the officials, again, will stop the clock. They have a timeout because they are going to have to measure after the ball has been placed after the 5-yard penalty. Now what they're doing is they're spotting the ball, they're going to bring the chains down, and then they're going to move the ball 5 yards forward and see whether that's a 1st down or not. So they get an accurate read, they walk off the yardage, and it'll be just shy of the 1st down. But it is going to put the Greyhounds down to about the, 4-yard line?
Thereabouts. It's going to be interesting to find out here. Connersville's got a hold. One play.
Well, it's 4th and 1. As the ball is spotted down inside the Connersville 5-yard line. They've got it spotted about the 4-yard line. The Greyhounds need 1 yard for a 1st down, and they are 4 yards away from the goal line, trailing by 3 points. Rusnick will hand off to Brown, and Brown dives forward. He has the first down, and he's very close to the end zone.
It's going to be interesting.
Now Brown, the 198-pound junior, dives forward and gets, well, they're going to have to measure.
It was awful close. Orland Foster, in fact, didn't think he made it. It's going to be extremely close. It didn't look like he gained a whole lot.
Well, the chains will come out of the field, and this will be a big deciding factor right here. As the chains are brought out, the measurement's going to be a first down for Carmel. Greyhounds got it by more than a length of the football. And we've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in this game. The Greyhounds have it first and goal from the Connersville 3-yard line. They've recovered a Ryan Lynch fumble back at their own 34-yard line, and they've been able to bring this ball downfield. And now they're at the Connersville 3 with less than 3 minutes to go. The handoff again to Blackwell. He tries to surge forward as Upchurch wraps him up. And it's going to bring down second and goal as Brown got it about another yard.
Good play that time by Upchurch. He's able to get the yard basically just by falling forward, but Connersville with good penetration that time to stop that one. So here we go again, second down.
That'll be second and goal from about the 3-yard line with now 2 minutes left to play in this football game. Boy, if the Spartan defense can hold the Greyhounds right here, it's going to be party time in Connersville. Second and goal from the 3. And the handoff to Brown, and he's in the end zone. Boy, it looked like there may have been some movement on that offensive line from Carmel, but no flags come out. So a clean play, and Brown gets the touchdown. The Greyhounds go ahead with 1:46 left to play in this game.
Oh.
So Joshua Brown with 1:46 scores from about 2 yards out. And the Greyhounds have a 21-18 lead as they now line up for the extra point conversion. They will try to make it a 4-point ball game. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:46 left to play, the Carmel Greyhounds regain the lead for just the second time tonight as they take a 22-18 advantage. And now the Connors.
It's a good kickoff return. It might put them back in business.
Now the Greyhounds getting set to kick off. They lead at 22-18 with 1:46 left to play. It's been a gallant effort by this Connersville Spartan squad. And had it not been for that one fumble back there at the 34-yard line, and the Greyhounds are able to mount that drive. Here's the kick. And Kevin Miller on the return. He gets a little opening. He's up to the 40-yard line, up to about the 45 before he's brought down. With 1:37 to go, the Spartans left some good field position.
Well, if they're going to do it, they've got some good field position, as you said, all the way back up to the 45-yard line. So Kevin Miller did what he had to do. Got the ball at about the 10 and brought it up 35 yards on the return. So Connersville in pretty good field position, as you said, with about 1:37 left.
You're listening to high school football action on FM 100 WCNB, 1580 WIFE, Connersville, Indiana. The Spartans trail it now 22-18 with 1:37 to play in the bowl game. They're looking at 1st and 10 from their 45-yard line. Bo Radke is 2 for 5 for 51 yards. Both catches made by Ryan Lynch of 21 and 30 yards. The latter a touchdown. Radke back to throw, chased out of the pocket. He's got running room. He's got a lot of room to run. He's got to find the, well, he'll get down to the 40-yard line of Carmel with 1:28 left to play in this contest. Big run there by Bo Radke.
Yes, indeed. He couldn't find anybody open, so he tucks it under and goes straight ahead. Picks it up all the way up to the 20-yard gain that time. Goes from the 45 all the way up to the 40 of Carmel. So Connersville back in business again.
A 15-yard pickup for Radke. He's picked up over 53 yards tonight in 10 carries. And now to Ryan Lynch. Ryan Lynch has some running room. Yes! Lynch moves it downfield to about the 16-yard line before he is brought down.
So Ryan Lynch takes the ball once again, cuts back to the grain, speeds it forward, and goes all the way up to around, as you say, about the 16-yard line. So Connersville once again just getting big chunks of yardage.
1:13 left to play in this game. And the Spartans now looking at 1st and 10 from the Carmel 16-yard line.
This is it right here.
Lynch now with 152 yards and 8 carries. Officials will kill the clock with 1:13 to play. It looks like a Carmel Greyhound is shaken up and slowly walking off field. And that is Brian Finnerow, one of the defensive backs, and he will leave the field. Now Connersville looking at 1st and 10 from the Greyhound 16-yard line with 1:13 left to play in this contest.
Interesting thing right there. Lynch going to Radke and whispering advice into his ear right here.
Radke keeps it himself. Turns upfield to the 14-yard line, gets a couple of yards with now less than a minute to go. 49 seconds to play. Spartans with the football. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as the clock continues to run. Here's a handoff to Lynch. Lynch has an opening. He's down inside the 10-yard line with 31 seconds to play. And now Connersville will kill the clock with 29 seconds to go in this ball game, down by 4 points. They need it. Connersville down to Carmel's 8-yard line. Faced now with a 3rd down. They need 3 for a 1st down. They need 8 yards for a touchdown. And Radke will give it to Ryan Lynch, and Lynch is going to be stopped at about the 5-yard line, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down, and with 20 seconds left to go in the ball game, the clock will be stopped one more time as Connersville calls a timeout. And it's John Newman lined up at the other wide receiver spot. Lynch and Driggs in the backfield behind Radke. 20.5 seconds left to go in this ball game. They go to Lynch one more time. He's got a little bit of an opener. He's got the 1st down, and he is going to have a 1st and goal with 16 seconds left to play. They will have to kill the clock to move the chains, and then the Connersville Spartans will come up to the line of scrimmage as they look at 1st and goal from the 4-yard line after about a 2-yard run by Ryan Lynch. Radke, nearly threw an interception. He tried to throw the ball to kill the clock and threw it right into the hands of a Carmel Greyhound who couldn't even believe the ball was right there, and it bounced right in and out of the grasp of the Greyhound who had that, and that was Rob Shirley.
Yes, indeed, Rob Shirley, a outside linebacker, so a guy who's used to intercepting the ball, but he's, as you say, trying to kill the clock and just about killed the game that time, but he was able to do so. 10.8 seconds left, maybe 2 plays.
Now the Spartans now at 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line with just over 10 seconds left to play in this contest, trailing by 4, 22-18. Lynch again with the handoff, and he is in the end zone with 5.9 seconds left to go in the ball game. 1,000,000 flags are now thrown on the field. The Spartans may be penalized for celebrating, but I think they have some good cause.
No doubt about it. Ryan Lynch once again goes in the end zone. It was almost, he did not make it just about. He had to go extremely wide, break out of 2 tackles, and then go in the right side of the end zone. The touchdown counts. Connersville leads at 24-22 with 5.9 seconds left to go, pending the extra point. Let's put it in.
Unbelievable.
No
the Connersville
doubt.
Spartans have a 24-22 lead over the Carmel Greyhounds.
Give a star to Kevin Miller on the kickoff return back to the 45 because that's what set it up.
I'll tell you, Ryan Lynch had to probably run about 16 yards to get 4 yards as he took that extreme angle to the end zone.
He went 4 yards north and south and 12 east and west, and boy, it's worth every one of them as Connersville really has done an exceptional job coming back from adversity after giving it the lead with 2 minutes left to go, putting it into the end zone. Boy, it just shows what kind of football team we're dealing with right now.
Well, the penalty was assessed against Connersville for celebrating after the score with 5.9 seconds to go, and now Kyle Smith will try, about a 25 to 30 yard extra point attempt. Kick is up. It'll be short. But with 5.9 seconds left to go in this contest, the Connersville Spartans can have a share of the Olympic Conference crown if they can keep this 2-point.
Almost reminded me of the Cincinnati-Green Bay game a few weeks back.
You know, I told you we'd be out of here by 10:30. It might be longer than that right now. As we've got 5.9 seconds left to go. There'll be plenty of partying going on after that time elapses, and we'll try to get a Connersville coach up here, but we won't promise that. And we probably got Randy Clemmy standing by, sitting down, or camping out in the Franklin County Wildcat press box, because he's going to give us a recap of the Franklin County Batesville game, and I'll bet it wasn't as wild as this one.
He may be the only one left down there.
24-22, Connersville. The kick is going to be taken by the Greyhounds. They hand it off, a little razzle-dazzle. They keep handing off. And this game is over as the Greyhounds finally are brought down at midfield, and a jubilant Connersville High School football squad and student body go onto the football field in mass celebration as the Spartans have done it. They billed this as the biggest game of the season, a state championship contest, as Coach Radke said last Saturday. And by golly, 24-22 is the final. The Connersville Spartans are now 4-1 of the conference, 5-2 overall. And Connersville can claim a share of the Olympic Conference crown. Our final score once again from Connersville on FM 100 WCNB. Yes, Mark Patrick, this is true. Connersville 24, Carmel 22.
Yes. That was a big win right there, boys.